Hey NEBOSH student, if you're getting ready for NG1 or IG1, there's a particularly tricky question you might want to be aware of. And it looks like this. It gives you a policy statement. It says the organisation's health and safety policy statement includes the following commitments. So far as is reasonably practicable, Cardwell commits to maintaining a healthy and safe workplace, maintaining all equipment, and so on and so on. Basically, the question has a very, very brief, very basic health and safety policy. Basically, a list of commitments, that's all. The question then might ask something like this. It says, comment on how effectively this policy has been implemented. 10 marks in this case. You should support your answer where applicable with relevant information from the scenario. Now, it's an unusual type of question, because most questions are quite short, but this one has bullet points in it, and it can be a little bit intimidating. Now, there's a key mistake you want to avoid with this type of question. Hey, sorry to interrupt the video. I hope you're finding this useful. If you want more information, we've got loads of free information on our YouTube channel. If you go into our channel playlists, you'll find a whole playlist called the 12 Steps to Smashing Your NG1, IG1, NEBOSH exam. And it'll go through the 12-step process that our students follow to get some of the highest pass rates in the NEBOSH e-learning industry. If you would like even more help, then you can head over to our website, compassa.co.uk, click on NEBOSH Exam Help, and you'll also find study books that you can download for both the national and international general certificates. And without further ado, let's get back into it. We don't want you to waffle on about all the things the organisation does or doesn't do. That's not what it's asking about. It's asking you to comment, so give your opinion on how effectively, so how well has this policy here, how well has that actually been implemented? And that could be very well, it could be not very well, or it could be somewhere in between. But it's asking you about this policy and to talk about how this policy, these commitments, how well have they been implemented in the scenario? So you give your opinion on like, well, this one's been done well and that one's not been done well. And you have to support those opinions where applicable with relevant information from the scenario. So what I'm basically saying is that your answers need to be linked to the commitments set out here. Let's take a look at what that might look like in practice. I'll skip the beginning a little bit and I'll just kind of get straight into it. We will say that the organisation recently updated its health and safety policy. That's good. The policy is displayed in the canteen and was mentioned at a team briefing the week it was released. Workers were also sent a link to access it through the HR portal. That's good. Now, how does that link back to the policy here? Well, what is it? Well, I would suggest this. It complies with health and safety law. Why does it comply with health and safety law? Because the law says you have to have a policy. You have to keep the policy up to date and you have to bring it to the attention of your employees. That's what the Health and Safety at Work Act says, if you're in the UK at least. So in order for me to comment on whether they have implemented their commitment to comply with the law, I can look for two things. I can look in the scenario for things which are legally compliant, and I can look for things which break the law as well. So I could say, on the policy, they seem to be legally compliant because they've got one, they've communicated it, and so on. But then later, I could talk about this bit here. I could say, but they failed to notice a pallet on the floor, they trip up on the pallet, they fall over on the traffic route, and so on. So there's a pallet on a walkway. And that's a breach of the law. So I could talk about these two things. So let's give that a go, shall we? I will say, hey, sorry to interrupt. If you're regretting your choice of course provider and you'd wish you studied with me instead, there's no problem. You can. Why don't you head over to Google right now and Google Compassa Rescue. Search for that and go to our rescue package. This is available for both international and national general certificate students. Perhaps your course is expired. Perhaps you've failed one of the assessments and you don't know what to do next. Perhaps you're just not happy with the level of teaching or support you're getting from your course provider. In that case, come check out the rescue package and click on Apply Now. We will offer you a very, very special discount so that you can get access to our full general certificate course with all of my tutor support, all of our mock exam support, NG2, IG2 project support, all of our video tutorials, study books, PDF guides. You will get everything that we offer to our own students. And then you will have a chance of joining us with some of the highest pass rates in the NEBOSH e-learning industry. Let's get back to the advice. They are partially compliant with health and safety law, which means that commitment is only partially implemented. That's my opinion. That's my comment. But now I need to back that up with relevant information from the scenario. So why do I say that? Well, I'll say, on one hand, they have a health and safety policy, which is a legal requirement under HASUA, and they have updated it and communicated it to their staff, which are also legal requirements. On the other hand, they seem to store pallets on walkways, causing trip accidents. This is a breach of the duty to provide a safe workplace and safe storage of articles. Now, I'm not the kind of person who puts loads of HASUA stuff in my exam answers because most of the time it doesn't get any marks. But in this particular case, I think that would get marks because I'm commenting on whether or not they have complied with the law, because that's one of their policy commitments. What else we got? We've got the healthy, safe workplace, maintaining equipment in safe condition, welfare of colleagues. Let's look for some of that stuff. So, we've got this bit here. During the morning shift, the team leader discovers that the shrink wrapping machine in dispatch is out of order. This has happened before. The machine jams if used continuously for more than an hour, which staff often do during peak periods. The team leader logs the fault in the maintenance book and reminds workers to use manual wrap for now. A technician visited last week and advised the part should be replaced soon, pending budget confirmation. Well, it kind of sounds okay, doesn't it? It's like the machine broke and that happens. It's not unsafe, it's just broken. And the machine has now been condemned until it gets fixed. And they've organised a repair. That sounds pretty good to me. So I'm going to write that down as compliance with keeping the equipment in a safe condition. It's broken down, they've condemned it, and they're going to fix it. So I'll say they are compliant with their commitment to maintain equipment in a safe condition. When the shrink wrap machine breaks down, they log it, condemn it, and get a technician to come to repair it. Staff are not allowed to use broken equipment. Something like that. Okay, so I've got the policy commitment, commenting on why I think that's complied with. Let's take a look at anything else. I'll do one more to see how that works. What have we got here? We've got, oh, this is quite interesting, this. One of the newer team members has been struggling to keep up with picking targets. They were shown the basics during their first week, but haven't yet received formal training in how to use the inventory scanning system. The team leader asks them to keep at it and says it usually takes a while to get the hang of things. That same worker mentions to a colleague that they feel lightheaded after lunch. They've been fasting for health reasons. I guess they didn't have lunch then. And the air inside the packing bay has been unusually warm recently. Portable fans are shared across teams, but not always available. The team member is due to attend a Health and Safety Committee meeting later that day to give their opinion on how well the company's induction process works. The team member asks their team leader if they can go sit down in the air-conditioned canteen for a short time until they feel better. The team leader agrees. Now, I think we've got two things here. We've got compliance with the ensuring the welfare of colleagues, and also I think we've got some consultation with colleagues on matters of health and safety. Because we have a health and safety committee meeting, and this worker has been invited to the committee meeting to take part in the consultation process. So let's write both of those down. The company is compliant with its commitment to ensure the welfare of colleagues. They have an air-conditioned canteen and have allowed an ill worker to take a brief break when they feel unwell. And then I'll talk about the consultation. There is consultation in this company thanks to the Health and Safety Committee, and a new worker has been invited to give their opinions on the induction process. So can you see that all of my comments are linked directly to one of those policy commitments? And that's kind of how you answer that question. Now, to be clear, this is not a question where you can just go to course materials and find answers. I would love it if that were true, but you can't just go to the course materials here and find answers in this bit here. This is one of those questions where you're just gonna have to look and find the answers in the scenario itself, and you have to be able to recognize the policy being implemented in practice. You have to be able to spot things. And did you notice that things weren't stated like explicitly? It doesn't say, oh, the consultation, oh, looking after your welfare. No, things are a little bit hidden. You have to be able to infer the answers from clues that are provided. That's not NEBOSH trying to trick you. That's a fair, good way of assessing whether you understand health and safety or not. Hopefully that makes sense to you. If not, or if you have any other questions, please just drop me a comment. And check out our other tutorials, other videos, and you'll see there's tons of free information for you to help you pass your IG1 exam on the first attempt. See you later.